Hello, everybody, and welcome to the regular, everyday, normal golfer YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to play at Penn National Golf Club at the Iron Forge course. This is located in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. This is one of two courses located at Penn National, the other course being the Founders course, which is a bit older, and it's a Parkland style, a little bit tighter, not my cup of tea usually. This Iron Forge course is quite a bit more open. Here's a screenshot of the Iron Forge course scorecard as can be found on Penn National's website. I'm going to play the blue tees today, which are, let's see, the total yardage is 6602. Also, today I just wanted to level set a few things. I was only able to record the back nine on my round. I ended up playing with another gentleman on the front nine, and it was a little bit different pace of play due to the crowds. But once I got to the back nine, the other person stopped playing, and the course kind of opened up a bit also. So I was able to record. Additionally, I only had a short tripod, so some of the camera angles are a little bit off, and there are times I had to even, in addition to that, I had the camera in a bad spot to get the tracers to work. So if you see some holes or some shots where I missed tracers, that's most likely the reason why. Here's my scorecard so far up to this point, the front nine of the round. Had a couple of good holes, but there are a few holes on the front where they were what I call blow-up holes, and it really affected my score. Even though I felt like I hit the ball decently in probably 75% of the cases. But I scored a 50 on the front, and so let's get ready to move on to the back. Here we go. Thanks. One other item of note is that on each hole, at the beginning of the hole, I try to put on the screen a hole overview or hole overlay, which are just screenshots from the Grint app on my phone. And even though I'm playing the blue tees in this case, the app would only show the distances from the red tee. So please keep that in mind as you see the overviews. Number 10 is a 386-yard par 4 slight dogleg to the left. And even though I didn't hit the ball super, I did find the fairway. My second shot is a pitching wedge from the fairway. I don't have the exact yardage. I think I'm going to do or try to do a better job of documenting all that when I know I'm going to video around. But I did find the green, which is a nice green in regulation to get the back nine going. Here on number 10's green, I have a birdie putt, probably 20 to 25 feet. And as you can see, the greens were looking pretty good today, and they're rolling pretty well. These Iron Forge course greens are pretty fast and pretty slopey, so putting was definitely a challenge today. I did blow my birdie putt past the hole a good 4 feet, but I'm happy to say I was able to make the comebacker and save my par on number 10. Number 11 is a par 5, 497-yard hole, which is definitely reachable with a good drive. I hit my drive solid, but pushed it right to the rough. But I still had a good look at the green. So I'm hitting 4-iron for my second shot. Probably have about 220. That's my guesstimate. Sitting down in the rough a bit, and I didn't put a great swing on it, but the result was okay. At least it put me in the fairway right in front of the green for hopefully a decent chip and maybe a good chance at birdie. So this third shot is a pretty straightforward chip, and I really try to focus on my form when I have these straightforward chips, because they, when you mess these up, it's just like the worst feeling. So this actually turned out pretty well, and I had a really good look at birdie here, probably about 5 feet, but there was This ball took a sharp right turn at the hole, which I did see, but there's nothing wrong with the tap in par. Hole 12 is a 311 yard par 4 dogleg left. Um, when I lined up here, I was trying to cut the corner, but pushed a drive to the right, just like on the last hole. But I am on the right side of the fairway, so it didn't hurt me. So even after a mediocre drive, I still only had a little over 100 yards for my second shot uphill to hit a sand wedge. And this is one of those holes, as I mentioned at the beginning of the round. I definitely put the camera in a bad position. I couldn't get the tracer to work because the flag and landing spot was kind of between or behind me, and I was blocking the view of the camera. Ended up with a good shot, 12 feet, but I had a big right to left breaker that it did scare the hole a little bit, but didn't go in, and I was still a good 3 to 4 feet past the hole. But I did make the comebacker and a safe par here, so 3 pars in a row on the back. So hole 13 is a 179 yard par 3 downhill. This is where the short tripod I had really hurt my ability to get a good view of the hole overall. So this is just you can see the ball launch, but you can't see it land. Ends up in a bunker to the left, and this was a pretty lengthy bunker shot. I think I overcooked it here a bit and blew it past the hole, but I still had I wouldn't say a decent par putt, but I had a good look at par. So that bunker shot actually went off the green a bit, and so even though I'm using a putter, statistically or technically it's not a putt because it's off the green. It was a pretty lengthy putt, so I was just happy to get the third shot close and have a reasonable putt for bogey. At this point in the round, I was actually starting to feel the heat a little bit. Hotter than I expected today. I was running out of water, and there weren't a lot of spots to get drinks. But anyway, number 14 is a 337 yard par 4 up the hill, hitting 3-wood, and the 3-wood was not kind to me today, and so I was bad swing on this one. You'll see what happens here shortly. So when I do kind of hit a bad shot or get into trouble, my thought process is really to try to get the ball back in play. And this second shot, I was just hitting a 5-iron. I wasn't trying to reach the green. I was just trying to get it up there as far as I could with a 5-iron, and hopefully find the fairway somewhere near the front or with at least a short wedge into the green. That actually happened, and could take advantage of the recovery shot, and my third shot was even worse. Really disappointed in that shot. Probably the worst result all day long. By the way, please, please, please always fix your divot and your ball marks. So this fourth shot, I'm not gonna lie, I drove up to the green and I was feeling the heat a little bit, a little lightheaded, and I didn't want to carry the camera down. I just wanted to take that shot and hopefully hit it up somewhere where I could make the putt. And this little pitch actually turned out really good. And this just goes to show you should try to grind out every shot, because even though I hit a bunch of garbage shots on this hole, I still was able to make this putt and save a bogey. I did a bad job today of bringing enough waters to keep me hydrated, and I really, really was feeling overheated and a little bit lightheaded, and you're about ready to see some bad golf on this par 4 15th hole of 384 yards. Now, I do hit the ball to the right. I think the tracer is obviously a little bit off, but it gives you an idea about where the ball went. I hit a provisional, not knowing 100% if there were red stakes down there. Sun was just beating down on me. You can see it was kind of low in the sky, but it was getting hotter than I thought. The crazy thing is, it seems like we always do this. The provisional, just a nice straight shot, right down the pipe. It turns out that there were red stakes down to the right, so I ended up taking a drop, and so now I'm hitting 3. just for the 7-iron, not trying to go for this green or anything of this flag, but just hit something to the left up near the front edge. This is just terrible, terrible, terrible shot, terrible swing. I think I almost missed it, but I'm going to blame the heat and just my lightheadedness on this. And took another drop, so now I'm hitting 5. Again, as you remember with the green, looked like there was water to the right. This is definitely aimed left, even though you can't tell with the camera angle due to that short tripod. I did get this up close to the green, thank goodness. But at that point, I'm chipping. I'm already losing count now, but I'm chipping for 6, and I even had to fight on this one to keep grinding it out. This is another one of those quote-unquote straightforward chips, and again, really just focus on my form and my technique, hoping to get up and down. And wow, I was trying to save a 7. That probably ran out 4 feet. Luckily, put a good stroke on the comebacker and made the 4-footer to save 7. So triple bogey on number 15. At this point, I was not feeling great. I actually asked a couple of golfers behind me if they had an extra bottle of water. They did, but they said they drank out of the bottle. So I passed, but I was tempted. Luckily, after this hole, there was a water fountain. I could fill up on water. But this next hole, par 3, 16th, 193 yards, just another hole where it was off. It just came off the rails. I call that swing my tired swing. I tend to fall back, move around a lot, and not make good contact. And this is just a little, half little sand wedge or something like that. I thought this was a good shot because right to the left of the flag where I was aiming, but it went a little bit too far and probably skipped right into a bunker here. And you can't see it in this angle, but the green slopes away from me here. It wasn't. I don't think it was a horrible bunker shot. It just carried too far and rolled out pretty far, leaving me quite a putt to save par. But I was still glad I had a good par putt. I wasn't mad at that bunker shot at all. Unfortunately, this long putt blew by the hole as well, and now I've got a tricky, really fast downhill putt. Unfortunately, I missed a slippery comebacker, and I had to settle for a second triple bogey in a row. Like as I mentioned at the beginning of this hole, there was a water fountain on the path at a little shack right after this green. Filled up my water bottle, probably drank like a bottle and a half of water after this. That made a huge difference as I moved to 17. I felt way better over the ball. So anyway, like I said, triple bogey 6 here on number 16. Number 17 is a straightaway par 5, 561 yard hole. Now when I hit this shot, I'm not gonna lie, I really thought this was going to be just on the left edge of the fairway. Unfortunately, this ball went a little bit more left than I thought. I almost couldn't find it. I kind of spent about a minute or two looking around. I finally found it right there on the edge of the really deep stuff. And in this case, I'm not trying to pull off any hero shot. This is a 7-iron. I'm just trying to make solid contact, hitting the ball to where I'm aiming and getting it back in play out in the fairway somewhere. Obviously I couldn't get the camera behind there without getting the weeds, and I try not to go in the weeds. I hate ticks. I don't like snakes either. And
the GPS on the cart says 134, but wind's helping, so I'd rather hit it something hard than not. So I'm gonna hit it with 52.
It's went a little bit left of where I was aiming, but still a great shot, right? A great result right into the fairway, giving me probably 130-ish yards into the green, downwind, a little downhill. Now when I hit this shot, I hit the ball really solid. It did go slightly right, a little bit of where I was looking to land this ball, but it did get a little bit of a kick left, and lo and behold, I had another decent looking birdie. I specifically wanted to record this part of it. I always, like I said earlier, fill in the divots. That's where I probably go through, or could easily go through 4, 5, or 6 of those divot mixes every round. A I always try to at least fix mine and one or two others. So here's my birdie putt, about 7-8 feet or so. I think I gave it a good run, but again, I could not get anything to drop today, so it's okay though. Kind of had a nice par save on this one as well, and I was happy to be back on the par train for hole 17.
I haven't really made a putt outside of like 3 feet.
Hole 18 is a par 4, 370-yard hole, dogleg right. I don't know what happened with me and my 3-wood today. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with my 3-wood. Sometimes I'm like just killing this 3-wood, hitting it great. Today was not that day. As you'll see on this swing, this shot felt solid, and I thought it would be good going around to the right, but it went a little too far right and ended up in some cabbage over there, and I had to take a drop and hit 3. Luckily, it's a short hole, still could reach from here, and ended up hitting a decent shot. Here's another case. I couldn't get the camera behind me too well because of the rough, and so there's no tracer that could really put on that shot. But I was happy to be up near the green, at least have a putt at a par 4 to end my round, and we'll see how this goes. So no par 4, no par save on that one, but I had a pretty much decent short length putt, save bogey. Not the finish I wanted, but after the 2 really bad holes, I'll take a par bogey finish. I wish I could have had a few more birdies drop today because I had quite a few decent looks at birdie, but it's a typical round for me, really up and down, and that's the thing I really got to work on is eliminating the really bad shots that get me in trouble and make that score go way up. And I'm working on some more content right now, and I have a new tripod for that one, so I'm excited to show that soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment with anything you're comfortable with, and thanks for watching.